Now we are adding labels to our graph. To add labels to your graph, there is one more layer that we are adding, that is labs. Labs, that means labels. Within the graphic, within the bracket, the first thing we are mentioning is the title. So title is adding dimensions to graph. Then there is subtitle. Then there will be a small title, that is scatter plot. Then axis name and the y-axis name. So let's execute it. You can see there is a heading, then there is subheading, and y-axis, x-axis names has been changed. Let's add more dimensions to this graph. So what more we can add is, we can add facet layer to this graph. What will facet layer do? It will add one more dimension and will split the graphs into subsets. How can we do that? So adding facet layer and adding dimensions to graph. So till here, till geometric layer, the formula is same that we used earlier. Labels are same. What we are doing is, we are adding a facet layer here. So now what we did is facet grid. So what does facet grid do? Facet grid will divide the graph with VS versus carburetors. So VS is a type of engine, whether it is a straight engine or a vertical engine. If you want to know what it is all about, you can just question mark empty cars here. So VS is type of engine. So it is V-shaped or a straight engine. 0 is for V-shaped and 1 is for straight. So let's go back to our plot, and we are adding facet. Let's see what happens and then I'll explain further. So you see the plot has been split into subsets of the data set, and 2 more dimensions has been added. Let's zoom it. So there were 8 types of carburetors here. So the data has been subsetted into 8 parts and 2 of the VS parts. So if you want to analyze it, how can you analyze it? So this part, this panel, what does it show? It shows there is a car which is of manual transmission, have 4 cylinders, weighted between 2 to 5, and of mileage from 25 to 30. So you can see, and have 2 carburetors and is of V-shaped engine. So how many variables you can analyze from one graph? So these small points, what does they show? They are of 8 cylinders, mileage from 20 to 15, weighted between 2 to 5 weight, and what else we can understand? The AM, that is they are automatic cars and are of 3 gears. So how powerful is ggplot, and it can help us to understand the different variables in one graph. Let's go ahead. So we added, let's do one more facet add. Let's add one more dimension to our facet. Now what we are doing is, we are again splitting the graph. We have already given the one of the variable, that is cylinder. We are again adding it to the facet command. So if you want to add one variables to your facet, that how many subset can be created, you can add that to your facet here. So let's execute it and see our graph. So you can see what happened. Our graph is more subsetted based upon the cylinders. So 4, 4, 6, 6, 8. So there were 3 kinds of cylinders. So how are they subsetted? So 4 cylinders and with a V-shaped engine, 4 cylinders with a straight engine, 6 cylinders with 0, that is V-shaped engine. Then there is 6 cylinders with a straight engine. So how many different dimensions you can add, you can see in this graph. And let's see how to analyze this graph. So what this car is showing? This car shows that it is of manual transmission. Then it is 5 geared car. Color is pink, so it is 4 cylinders. It is of 4 cylinders. Here also you can see there are 4 cylinders, and there is V-shaped engine, and it is between 30 to 25 to 30 of mileage, and the weight is 2 to 3. So there is an of 2 carburetors. So how many factors we have added to our graph, and the graph is very interactive now and very intricate. So in a graph, we can at least add 7 dimensions, making it interactive and precise to us to our need. Now, if you want to position your labels, so for that, the command is geom text. You have to give the aesthetics inside that bracket. For aesthetics, I am taking labels inside it because I want labels to be added to my points. How the name of each of the car will be pointed with each of the points. So and the size of the name of the car is 2.5. Let's execute it. So you can see the names of the car has been added to our graph, but it looks little messy. It looks cluttered. Let's add one more package to this graph in order to make it tidy. So how can we do that? There is a package. So let's remove this cylinder one from here. I am removing cylinder from my facet so that it is little less cluttered. And the package that I am using in order to label my cars here is ggscatter. So it helps us to make the labels tidy. Within this package, the function is geom underscore text underscore repel, and the function is same, that is aesthetics within the bracket label equal to row names of the car and size is 2.5. So let's zoom it and see what happened. So you can see the car's name are more tidy now. And so this car was Porsche 9142. So this is how you can name the points and add different dimensions to scatter plot. The plots can be mastered using after a great practice. So keep practicing it and mastering the ggplot.